Hello, BookTube, and welcome to Vlogmas Day 11, I think this is. And today's Vlogmas idea was stolen. It's actually an oldie but a goodie. I've done it a few times on this channel, but just recently on Kazen's channel, Always Doing, I'll leave a link to her channel down below. It's a terrifically smart channel, just wonderful. And recently for Vlogmas, she did a tour of her commuting bag, her work bag, and it made me realize how long it's been since I did one. I've done many. My bag, I think this bag is different from all the others that I've done these on. So I thought, why not go through it again? This one is a big cloth bag, no leather. It's just a big cloth bag, and one of the first things to recommend it was the heavy-duty nature of the way that the strap is attached to the bag itself. You've got cross-stitched in an X pattern and all along the side there, and it's on the main body of the bag on both sides, so it's really strong. It's going to be hard to get this strap to break loose from the bag, and that is the Achilles tendon of so many bags. Another thing I really liked about this one is that it has a strap on the top. You wouldn't believe, I mean, you've got the shoulder bag, you're going to wear it on your shoulder. You wouldn't believe how handy that strap can be. And like the shoulder strap, this one is bolted onto the bag, so it is not weak. It is not going to break off. So those were the two things that appealed to me first about this thing, because I'm hard on my things, so I don't want, if the shoulder strap breaks on a bag and can't be replaced, then the thing has to be thrown away, and that stinks. Another thing I liked about this one is there are a couple of standard features for shoulder bags that I really like to sort of go for. Sometimes I will experiment without them, but I always come back. And one of those standard features is a flap that covers the bag, rather than something that's just sort of open. And another one is a pocket that extends the whole back of the bag, a flat pocket that extends the whole back of the bag. And this one has both of those, so I grabbed it. I got this at a thrift shop for like $2. I also like the fact that it's very roomy. It is enormously roomy on the inside, because I'm going, as you know, I'm going to fill this with books. When I use this, I'm going to fill it with books, and I don't use it as much as I have in the past. I don't go out as much as I did, and especially as the year winds down, I'm not typically going out and loading this thing with secondhand books. I may do that again one more time before the year is over, but during the course of a normal year, I do that a lot. And what you want is for a bag to have lots of room on the inside. One of the things that helps here is that it has no internal partitions. It's just one big space on the inside. Very nice. And it also as long as we're doing the inside, it also has an inside pocket that is just, it's got a zipper, and it's just a perfect size for a book, for a mass market paperback. In this case, the Autumn Countess, which we reinforced just on another Vlogmas. So now that it's reinforced, it just goes in there. I just put it in there and zipper this closed. So I have that book with me at all times. Then on either end of the bag, there are little pockets that go, see, there's a little pouch at one end that snaps closed, and then there's a little pouch at the other end that snaps closed. And the reason this end has a toy on it is not only because the toy was a gift from a small child a long time ago, who told me that I should always have a toy with me. And she was right. She was absolutely right. Toys are good to have with you. They, especially I deal with kids on a regular basis. I deal with kids, and some of them are new to me. They're strangers, and some of them are fairly introverted. And it's nice to have a toy hanging from your bag. It puts them at their ease a bit, and that's great. But the reason that the toy is hanging from this end of the bag instead of the other is because I always want a quick visual signal of which way the bag goes, which way it goes on me. This is the point that's sticking out. This is the one that's pointing forward, so that I'm not just constantly putting it on wrong or swapping it around. And the reason why this points forward is because this pocket on the side is where I keep my billfold. It goes straight in there, and this snaps closed, so that I don't have to worry about the billfold slipping out. Like I would if it were in, for instance, one of these side front pockets. If the bag gets, this has two, again bolted on, two front side pockets. if you put your billfold in one of those and then you fill the bag with books, it's going to, that internal stuff is going to push the billfold higher and higher up on this pocket until it can slip out or be slipped out by a nefarious stranger. With this case, it's totally safe. Somebody would have to snap that open to get it out, and I would notice that. Also, it's nice to have your billfold at the edge of your bag like this, because when those of you who live, in subway cities, you can, when you're going to the subway, they all have electronic sensors now. There are no coins or anything like that. And what you can do, the electronic sensor works right through the bag. So if I have this on my shoulder, I can just press the bag against the sensor and go right in rather than fish the billfold out. So this has 2 pockets on the side. It also has 2 pockets on the front. These are underneath the flap when the bag is closed. And one of these, show you a perfect example of how I don't use my walking around bag much anymore. Most of the time I spend walking around now, I don't have this bag at all. I'm walking Frida, and we're I'm not bringing any goods or anything like that. And what the job that my shoulder bags used to do was for me to carry around all the stuff I need in a given day when I was working or when I was writing at the library. And I don't do that anymore. I do that all here. And perfect testimony to that is one of the 2 side pockets in the front is empty. This would be completely full, and so would this other one. Now this one is empty. I put stuff in there that I accumulate at a random outing, but otherwise no. And the other one has a very minimal. It has a pen. You always want to have a writing utensil with you, just in case. And it also has my my hall pass for the Christian Science Monitor to get me through the electronic doors. But that's it. That's all it has. The billfold is on the side, and I carry my phone in my pocket when I'm out and about. And other than that, it's just that. The phone has a huge number of books on it, and I have a book here because the phone's book programs can simply not work, and books don't ever simply not work. And that is it. You'll notice I don't keep a notebook in there anymore. I don't keep a folder. I don't keep, there's no padded envelope for a MacBook or anything like that. It just doesn't happen anymore. I use this only, I go out very far seldomer than I ever have in my life. I'm quite content. I have lots and lots of interesting work to do right here in bed. And Frida is not a gnarly outsider dog. She's perfectly happy to be inside, perfectly happy to be comfortable, perfectly happy to get up from a half nap and strut her way up the bed to me, and then just sort of canoodle, kiss my face, have me kiss her face, that sort of thing. And then she goes back to doing her own thing. So this doesn't need much. It doesn't need to entertain me or have any kinds of work that I'm going to do. Reading is fine for what I do. I don't take this bag out to work anymore. So, for instance, I will probably go out 2 times this week, and I won't need to do anything with this. The only thing that I haven't shown you is the one expedient, just in case the outside world loads me down with books, and that is on the outside bag I have a tote bag. So not only is this thing capacious, not only will it hold a good dozen books, but I also have a tote bag to hold a dozen more. So sometimes that happens, but not often anymore. I should probably do that one more time. I should probably do a used book haul one more time before the year is over. I'll think about that. But in the meantime, that's your Vlogmas, a Bagmas. And I'll leave a link to Always Doing so you can see hers as well. And as usual, when it comes to bag tours, I would love to see yours. I have a thing about shoulder bags. Although this one has worked so well for so long now that I have a hard time thinking that I will change it. The only trial that this bag has not endured yet is torrential wet weather. So pouring rain or sleet or snow. I don't know how well a cloth bag will handle that. Will it soak it up and get extra heavy and stay wet for a long time? I don't really know, because I hesitate to admit this, but because in the last 8 or 9 or 10 months, if it's been really inclement, I've stayed in. It's kind of wimpy, I know. But if in the last few months, if it's been really bad outside, I've just said, skip it, and stayed here. So I still have yet to find out how this handles extreme weather. I may never find out. Well, anyway, on that shameful note, I'm going to let you go. Thank you, BookTube.